Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tony and I'm building my M26 Pershing tank, the full metal kit from Armortek 1:6 scale. And as you know, I'm almost done. So in the last video we finished off all the electronics and took it for its first test run. I was very pleased with the way the tank performed. No adjustments required and running perfectly. So now it's all about applying the detail. So in this session I'm going to start applying the markings to the tank. Since the last session I've gone ahead and I've painted all the fixings that were on show, all the new fixings to the skirting, so that's all done. And today is going to be applying the markings to the tank using these amazing stencils from Paul over at Newstead Direct. Check him out, incredible guy, does scale vehicles all up to full size vehicles. So I'm using his stencils, applying the paint using an airbrush. I've already mixed up my acrylic paint, so it's like a white paint with an aged white, just to give it sort of a kind of an off colour, mixed up in the pot in the airbrush. I'll be doing that shortly. So I've just applied a couple of stencils just to show you how I'm going to go about doing this, and we'll get cracking and we'll start painting. So on my airbrush I've already mixed up a bit of a mixture in here that I'm pleased with. I'm just going to bring the table forward a little bit. And that's it, and I'm going to do a little test part of my box here. And now just making sure that these stencils are applied nice and tight, because you will get a bit of bleed, that's normal. And so we'll have to cut in a little bit of this. So there we go. I'm just going to start lightly applying fairly close. I don't want to hit the over outside the actual stencil. We'll come back and do that a bit more in a moment. Because of the texture of the casting on this, inevitably you will get bleed. So what I'll do is I'll mix up a little bit of paint of the olive drab so I can cut that in if needed. But you can see how simple this is. Being acrylic, it dries reasonably quickly. Don't over apply the paint, you only want enough on there just to give it its look, put it back in its paint well. And that's effectively what I'm going to do to the entire tank today, using all the markings I've got here. And then what I will do is I will then start putting more detail on, doing a bit of weathering, and we'll come back to camera shortly. So that's all the stencil work done, and I've done a bit of weathering on the tank. I sped it all up because I didn't think you guys would be that keen on watching it. It's quite a slow process, but basically the stencil work is done. Really pleased with that. Had a little bit of bleed, so just had to clean up some of the detail around the stars, but that's all done now. And the weathering really just a dry brushing effect with sort of mixture of acrylic paints and a little bit of metallic paint in there as well. I'm pleased with the results. I didn't want to go mad on it, and anyway, so that's that. Now for a little bit more detailing. So I'm doing the aerials. I've already done one, which is here, and the way I've done this is you can buy this on that really famous auction website. This is 1mm carbon rod by 300mm. I don't know if you can pick that up in the camera, and the idea of that is it will go in here. So what I want to do with this is by introducing some dark grey, ironically called blue tack, but it's actually dark grey in colour. I'm just going to put a little bit on the end and just roll that with my hands just to give that aerial end. So that's that, and then I'm going to just use a little bit of the same and just put that inside the hole where the aerial sits. And then use a tool of any nature, sort of fairly blunt tool, just to feed that into the hole. The reason why I'm using blue tack is that I don't want to glue all of this, because if for whatever reason I need to take the turret off and turn it upside down, that would be awkward, especially if you glue it. So with blue tack, or in this case grey tack, I'm able to just remove the aerial, and the grey sits in there quite well, looks quite good, blends in. And then you simply go down the middle of that, and that's it. There you go. There's your two aerials, and the blue tack will go off a little bit harder than that, and that'll be perfect. So that's how we do that. Then there's a couple of other bits and details I want to do. Obviously we can now very easily add the 50 cal machine gun, so that's going to sit. Let's pop that there. There's the 50 cal machine gun in position. And then just to finish off, I've got some bits and pieces and some accessories I've bought, which I'm just going to add to the tank. I'm just using some of these existing track holders and everything else to hold it all. And then what I'll do is, once I've done that, I'm going to get the tank out, the M26 out, park it up next to the Tiger, and we'll do a bit of a comparison. So here we have the M26 up against the Tiger. But just before I do that, I wanted to cover off or talk about canvas covers, because on the side of the turret there's a canvas cover holding frame, if you like. I've already done one which fits perfectly. I'm about to do the other. So this is the leftover wax material that I used for the garter or around the mantlet, and it's perfect if you like, because being waxed, it forms its shape and pretty much holds itself in position. And this is a bit awkward, so this is about it's about 600mm in length, because you need that, I think, to give it the right sort of thickness and when it's all folded. So I'm just going to fold that in half, make sure all these edges are turned in. So that's that side pretty much done. I'll work on this side now. There's no need to glue this. You can glue it, or you can probably staple it, but again, if you use the right material, i.e. this wax material, I don't think you'll need to do any of that. So that's that. and then just gonna hold this, fold that piece there. It's starting to come out. Of course it is, because the camera's on. It will be alright. All this just adds to the finishing details of the tank, and I think you need to do this, otherwise it just gives it a bit of character. And just going to fold that back, and that's your folded canvas, and I'll show you where that goes in the tank very shortly. Now the other thing is, they would normally have a rolled up piece of canvas just in front of the equipment bin, so we're going to do that as well. So I'm going to cut a piece of material for that, and I'll show you what I'm going to do and how we tie that onto the tank. Right, so let's put the canvas covers in first. They just simply stack in like so. Quite effective. And then this one is just the same material, just sorry, just same material. I've just cut a length that sort of sits in these curved parts here, like so, and I've just got this sort of scale rope that you can get in, you can buy in any. I'll just pop that there just for a moment. It's like the scaled down lasso type rope. So just going to pop that. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's take that off for a moment. Pop that round. Just coil that round very loosely like that. And I'm just going to bend it and just distress it. Don't want it looking brand new, do we? So then that will go on there like so, and I'm going to use the handles that are on here to secure it. Just gonna, excuse me, I'm in the way. Turn this round. Again, this is all down to individual choice. I'll tie that and put a knot in that to contain it, but it's all down to individual choice. But as I said, I think it adds to the detail and the overall look. So that's that. We'll now do a bit of a comparison between the Tiger and the M26. So here we have the M26 up against the Tiger. You can see that lengthwise they're pretty much the same, widthwise they're pretty much the same. I'll show you that in a moment, but just thought I'd show you some of the detail of the Pershing itself. Now it's all done. Really pleased how this has come out, and I'll be taking it for a little spin in a minute. And there's the old friend, my Tiger. I might even get that off its table and have a drive of that as well. So I'm just want to show you some of the detailing. I think it just finishes it off. All these little bits and pieces here just tend to finish it off. Well, that's it actually for today. I was going to do a bit of a driving video. I wanted to get both the Tiger and the M26 around, but Actually, I'm going to need some help to do that, so when Ben, my son, is available, I'll get him to help me do that, and we'll do a sort of a compilation video of both tanks driving, so we can do a proper comparison. So really it's kind of a sad moment for me, because this is it. I've finished my amazing kit from Armortek. I've loved every moment of this. It's been a complete and utter joy, and to see the way it's come out after months and months and months of work, I'm just thrilled. I love the way it drives, I love the way it looks, and it is definitely, I hate to say it, but it's my favourite out of the two. I love the Tiger, but this is definitely, I've got a bit of a pet love about this particular tank. So I just want to say thank you to all of you who've supported me and followed my build for this and the Tiger. I have other plans, and I will share that with you when I get a chance in the next video. But for now, I just wanted to say that, thanks for watching me, following my build, all your support, all your comments. It's been amazing. I'll sign off by saying I'm Tony. I love building tanks. I've just finished my M26. Now I'm going to give you a bit of a tour around this amazing kit. See you soon. Hi and welcome back to my workshop. Welcome back to my workshop. Hi and welcome back to my workshop. Hi and welcome back to my workshop. Hi and welcome back to my workshop. 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 And welcome back to my workshop. I'm Tony and I am going to try and build another tank.